It's going to hurt our institutions because not only are they not going to want to come to school here because the visa options do not exist, they're not going to want to bring up the economy more because not just our students are foreign nationals, but many of our professors in these institutions are foreign nationals that may be using this visa category.
We're back with The Big Deal, taking a closer look now at President Trump's immigration agenda. The administration has announced a new $100,000 fee per applicant for companies that are seeking to hire foreign workers through the H-1B visa program that will start next February. H-1B is a non-immigrant visa that brings highly educated and highly skilled workers to the United States to work in fields like tech, engineering, and medicine. Just last year, 400,000 H-1B visa applications were approved. Nearly 3/4 of them came from India, and about 12% came from China. Here's a look at the top metropolitan areas where a majority of them are approved to work, mostly New York City, Washington, D.C., Dallas, Texas, and Northern California. Since the program's creation in 1990, there's been a debate over whether U.S. companies are using cheaper foreign labor to replace American workers. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says that the new policy change will give employers an incentive to prioritize Americans for jobs.
So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs.
Joining me now to break this all down is Allen Orr, an immigration lawyer and the former president of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Good to see you, Mr. Orr. Thanks so much for joining us. It used to cost employers anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per applicant to bring over tech workers from India or China. Now it's going to cost $100,000 apiece. Can the president do that unilaterally? I thought Congress had the power to change immigration law.
So glad to be here for this important topic. And you're exactly right. $100,000 is not a fee. A fee is the cost of actually processing a visa. It is either a tax, which has to be approved and set up by Congress, or it's a travel ban, which needs to be adjudicated by the courts. It is in no way an actual fee. So that's the first level. Is this fee constitutional? Because it is an executive order and does not have the force of law.
Oh, very interesting. How will this, whatever it is, fee or fine, whatever you might want to call it, how will it impact the economy, especially U.S. companies? Because I'm thinking Amazon and Meta and Microsoft and Tesla really rely on these foreign workers, right?
Right. So we should think of the world as a global economy, and we know that many jobs don't have to be in the United States. So the first answer is if they could move the jobs abroad, then the jobs will be moved abroad and paid even a less wage and hurt the U.S. economy even more. Or this will discourage employers, small U.S. startup companies, from using H-1Bs, and that would run them out of business. It's important to note that for every H-1B in this country, they create 1.8 American jobs.
Wow, very interesting. I noticed also that, most of us think of tech workers when we talk about H-1Bs, but this would also apply to universities that hire foreign scholars. What would be the long-term effect of that on American universities? Would this be like sort of a brain drain from the U.S.?
Absolutely, brain drain. And there's also doctors, so don't exclude that need for foreign populations that are in these rural areas that sort of service these populations. So what it means is these individuals who are coming to the United States, who are being educated by United States schools, will then be turned to be our competition to the rest of the world. We'll be educating the best to send other places.
I mean, a lot of H-1B visas are currently going to foreign students who graduate from American universities. They bring millions into the U.S. economy, create more jobs, as you mentioned. And many of these foreign students remain in our country after graduation. They start businesses, they go into the tech sector. The visa can be converted into a green card for permanent residency. What's going to happen when these young, talented people start looking at, London or Berlin instead of San Francisco or New York?
Yeah, the biggest challenge right now is China. China's actually instituted a new visa called the K visa that happened the exact same time the president announced this. And many of them are going to start to go to China rather than come to the United States. So it makes the pool drain a little bit further across. But also, once again, it's going to hurt our institutions because not only are they not going to want to come to school here because the visa options do not exist, they're not going to want to bring up the economy more because not just our students are foreign nationals, but many of our professors in these institutions are foreign nationals that may be using this visa category.
What have you been hearing from your clients who have H-1B visas? What are you advising them to do at this point?
So at the very beginning, it was very unclear who it applied to. It seemed to apply to everybody. So companies were already sort of getting the money to get people back into the country or move operations abroad. They're very scared. And what we're doing now is getting ready to sue because this isn't instituted in the right way. And the fee doesn't really levy what happens to the economy. Our dynamics are no longer one job to one job. When you bring over someone who's able to create an empire, like our Google companies or Amazon, they create thousands of jobs. So that's the angle of the H-1B, and that's the purpose.
Well, it sounds like you're making a legal challenge to whether or not this could even be implemented, but tech companies have reacted, right? Proactively trying to get around what might be a big problem for them.
So it isn't implemented yet. California already has a lawsuit pending that probably will be moot because it actually gone into operation yet. Tech companies are getting ready to pay the fee for those essential employees, but otherwise they're going to move these individuals abroad and have them work in other places.
Allen Orr, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.